Welcome to today's video. I have saved the Lenny Kravitz Architectural Digest tour because I wanna watch it and comment on it. I'm very curious. I've seen some imagery online, so with like one eye closed, I tried to withhold myself and review it together today to see what Lenny Kravitz has done in Paris. I had no idea, like, why is he even here? What is he doing here? I thought last time I saw his AD tour, he was on a ranch, so I don't know what's up, what Lenny Kravitz's plans are in Paris. So I made myself some tea, some black tea with milk, very English. Let's watch.
AD, welcome to Hotel de Roxy. Come on in. Well, first of all, this place is called Hotel de Roxy. It's named after my...
No, I mean, first of all, what is he wearing? I can't get over this cleavage. I mean, a very cinched waist and this cleavage. Very fluid. I'm here for it. I mean, also, has anybody seen Lenny Kravitz without sunglasses? Like, I don't know what he even looks like without them, so. Okay, very progressive.
My mother, because it was her dream to come live in Paris. She wanted to retire after doing 11 seasons of The Jeffersons, and she never got to do it. So I'm doing it for both of us. And this place is a real gift. I've been in this house for 22 years now, but I've been in Paris my whole career. When my first album, Let Love Rule, came out in '89, they weren't quite sure how to market me in America because I didn't fit in a box. So they sent me to Paris. It's my favorite city in the world. It's just an inspiring place culturally, music, art, fashion, cuisine. It's got it all. I love Paris, but I love this house. And I walked through the front door into this entry, and I knew I was at home. This place was made to make music in. It's got the most beautiful reverb. As you can hear, I got the opportunity to work with Steinway, and I designed this grand piano a few years ago, and it's a piece that I'm really proud of. I wanted to use an African.
Okay, this piano, I'm not so much into this tribal ornaments that he engraved on the sides. Not here for it at all. But I'm very much into the wood. It looks very, very nice. The texture, like a big scale. I don't know what type of wood it is. And then paired with this leopard little piano stool, it's great. And also the lamp, the little floor lamp looks really great. And I don't know what's up with this vent, but this brass vent, I'm just a fan of perforated metal. That's my thing, so well done.
Form for the piano and blend the two styles of European design and African design. And I designed it for this space. The legs, as you can see, are hand carved. And all of the design started with the design of the legs. And all of the bronze work is all hand done. And the pedals are the same. This house continually pays tribute to my ancestors.
Okay, the legs That's pretty cool. I mean, who would have thought that this is a Steinway after all? So yes, the legs make it so worth it. And also what he showed on the inside, the bronze work that looks like wood. Chef's kiss.
And as you'll see as we walk through the house, there's photographs of them everywhere. All of this photography tells a story throughout the house, through Black history, American and African. It's all African. But that's Gordon Parks, who's one of my favorite photographers.
Okay, I can already see that he has a lot of black items, and I'm not a proponent. I feel like some black accents are good, but for example, a totally black lampshade, I feel it's the tackiest thing on earth. Also, black collects dust like crazy. I mean, it's not going to be a problem for him. But besides collecting dust, depending on where you use it, it just looks tacky because it just sucks up all, you don't see anything. It just sucks everything up, all the light. So there is not really any depth. Also, black and white, I mean, okay, if we look at the tiling, the floor tiling, that's very Parisian and very, I think it's well done because it's small scale. But as soon as you pair, in that case, this like horrible lamp with the female body in white and the black lampshade on top, horrible. Everything else, I'm okay with it, but the lamp's awful.
An artist, and I had the pleasure of getting to know him before he passed. And this photograph is taken by Ouija. It reminded me of my family, of my grandparents, when they used to take me out in New York City. And you would get dressed. You'd put on, as we would say, your Sunday best and go out on the town.
Just no. No fucking way. That looks awful. I can't tell if this is a dark brown or a black. Could be a dark brown because the curtains are black. So I think there is a slight nuance and a difference. But it's just too dark. It's just way too heavy. With the crystal chandelier, tacky. It looks so tacky. I hate it. Okay, I'm really here for this little poof with the little zebra. It's fun. I like this fun detail. It's cool. It's the main interesting thing in this whole room, in my opinion.
This is the petit salon. It's called the Roxy room. And it's dedicated to my mother. She was the love of my life. I was a mama's boy. I found a bunch of photographs that my father had taken of my mother in the late 60s and got them framed by the same framer that does a lot of framing for the Louvre. I just wanted to have a room where I was surrounded by her image. This is my favorite photograph of my mother. It's just a moment, and I love the composition, the hat, the look on her face. And that photograph, one of the major ways that I remember her is in the late 60s, she would read poetry in Central Park. And this guy, he used to play the guitar, and she would sit like that and read Langston Hughes and other poets. It's one of the deepest impressions I have of her. For me, soul is the most essential element, putting yourself into it, whatever your soul is. You know, people ask, well, how do you define your design? I call it soulful elegance.
Soulful elegance, he says. I'm here for the sofa. The sofa is great. I feel the sofa is playful. It has so much texture. It's basically just texture. And I love the sofa with the brown wall color. But I feel like for the curtains, it's just so bland. Like black velvet curtains, that's the blandest thing I can imagine. They could have done something really, really interesting here with like something textured, like something, it could still be just one color, but black velvet curtains are not elegant to me at all. I think it's cheap, it looks tacky, and it's not interesting at all. Soulful elegance, they could have taken something in like a dark brown, black, but something with like a texture, something like interesting, something that is a frame for the windows. But like here, you don't, like there is, yeah, not interesting.
You know, it's being elegant, sophisticated, but with soul, you know, with your heart, with your spirit, because design and elegance without that feeling is just designer names and, you know, stuff. But when
Can I also say that Lenny Kravitz, like sitting there with his turquoise stone on his ring and this turquoise jacket, I'm such a fan of turquoise and dark brown. It's just so good, even in fashion. Imagine that in fashion. You have like a chocolate brown silk dress and then you have like a turquoise big stone or like a necklace. So good, so elegant. I'm taking notes.
when you're collecting, and it really reflects who you are, what you are, where you've been. It's beautiful, you know? Whatever your style is, just being authentic to who you are. We all have to tell our story. This is the Grand Salon, and this is where I receive folks. This is where we hang out. We all sit around and sit on.
Okay. I think you already know what I'm gonna say. There is bland black stuff. I'm here for the sculptures, I'm here for the little side tables. Like even the black sofa, I'm not annoyed about, but I'm very annoyed again by the curtains and the black pillows on the floor. That, like, if they had just changed the pillows and the curtains for some interesting textured fabric in a different nuance, it would be so much better. I feel like, especially with African fabrics, there is so much to do. There is this designer, her name is Aissa Dion, and she has a workshop in Paris and she's making amazing textiles. And she does hand-woven African inspired or like African fabrics. They're so good. Like, I think I'm even gonna have a look and like see what fabrics that she has that they could have done here.
On the floor and play music. It's got a lot of art in here that I love. The whole room is built around Muhammad Ali, his legacy, and his message captured by Andy Warhol. I love Andy Warhol, but I love Muhammad Ali. And yes, he was the greatest boxer, but what I love about Muhammad Ali is the humanitarian work, the civil rights work. He was a freedom fighter, and that is so important. If you think about the things he was saying at that time in the 60s, he said some very challenging things, but he was so intelligent and he had a great wit and strength, and he knew how to balance that all together. This room is about that. Another thing that I love about this room is this is the first chandelier that I designed, that Kravitz Design did. This chandelier was made for Swarovski.
Okay, the chandelier, I'm actually not mad about it. I think it's very him, which makes it authentic to him. Of course, it's blingy and shiny and lots of crystals because that's, you know, the kind of aesthetic that he also represents. Like now that we also see the snake leather chairs, it's coherent. Even though it's not my style, I think it's very coherent for his room with the snake leather, the black velvet couch, and a blingy chandelier combined with the tribal, like African inspired or African sculptures. And also I like that he gave the room a theme. I approve his chandelier. It's his design. He did it, like, go for it.
And it was in one of the art fairs years ago. It's called the Hotel de Roxy. Some of the articles in here that are giving me so much vibe are these African sculptures that I got from Church Boutique, which is one of my favorite boutiques in the world. It's run by my good friend Rodney Burns, and he has curated quite a few things in the house. Yeah, these chairs were done by Kravitz Design many, many years ago. I love when you do something years ago and you have no idea where they're going to end up, but
the chairs are so good. I like that the chairs, they are kind of low. I'm not a low chair kind of person because I'm a tall girl, so I have my issues with it. But they look comfy because the back of the chair is so high. It looks very comfy. Also, you can extend your legs. It's a deep chair. It's low, but it's deep and with the high back. They're so good. They're actually really good.
when they end up where they are, it looks like they were designed for that space. At the end of the day, it's all about comfort, creating an ambiance where you can feel relaxed, a space that opens communication. The lines, the silhouettes, the fabrics, the lighting, the art, all of it. It all matters, but at the end of the day, if the room is not comfortable, then it's not working. This is the dining room. I like to have dinner parties and invite interesting people from all different backgrounds to sit and enjoy a meal and conversation. This room is centered around this photograph of my grandfather, who was the head of the family.
Oh my God. Oh. They could have stepped it up so much. I'm so mad. God. I love the chairs. I really, really love the chairs. They're very, very nice and they give this very grounded, earthy feeling. Again, why do you have the same black curtains in every room? It doesn't do anything to any of the rooms. So the curtains, again, also the chandelier, again, I feel like this whole Rococo, I don't know, I don't hate that type of chandelier in general, but I feel like in that space, he could have found something way more interesting, something that is still maybe he wanted to go really Parisian, but I feel like, yeah, but there is so many more interesting things that have the Parisian kind of look, but it looks like they're the same chandeliers in two separate rooms. And also what is very, very annoying is this marble table. They could have gone for like a textured, nice granite that is matte, because this shiny, high polished marble, it looks tacky. I don't like it at all. Like, it's very disturbing to the eye. I think if they had done a matte granite, like in a dark, because granite also has like this nice texture, like an interesting surface that you want to touch, and like it feels less cold. Even though it's a stone, it also feels less cold. So they could have gone for something like that, like a dark brown, gray, matte slab of granite would have been so much better than this.
and such an inspirational figure to me. This photograph was taken by Reuven Afanador years ago in Nassau, Bahamas. I love that he's here looking over the table, still blessing everyone who comes in here. I feel his presence, and I love seeing him every day. This room's all about the nighttime. I never have lights on very bright. People come in here and they think it's quite dark. So the lights are always on very dimly, and it just feels rich and warm and vibey, and that's the way I like it. This is by one of my favorite artists in the furniture world. I have several pieces of his. I've been collecting him for a long time. This is Paul Evans. He was an absolutely incredible artist, and I'm just drawn to his work. How brutal, how elegant. This table.
Wow. Okay, this Paul Evans guy, that's interesting. This is what I'm talking about. This is still black, but with like a lot of like texture and nuance and interest. Like you wanna explore, you wanna touch. It's kind of, it's playful. It's part of the scenography. It stands for itself and like adds and doesn't like subtract.
Elegant. This table is designed by Carl Springer, and I've had this for many years. I love it. The lacquer is just worn. It's got a lot of character. These are Africa chairs. Scarpa.
Okay, so it's actually a lacquer table and not marble, but I still stand for what I said.
Had these for a very long time. They just made their way to Paris. And the two chairs at the end I found at the Paris flea market at Les Pouces, where I go every week. One of my favorite things to do in Paris, looking for furniture and art from all these wonderful vendors that really curate well. We're in the library, and this library probably means the most to me because my mother, she kept speaking about learning French and reading books, and that she wanted to have a library. And it was something that stuck with me, and it's actually filled with a lot of books that she had. A lot of the African art books were hers, and a lot of the literature was hers. Those are James Brown's boots. James Brown is it. James Brown is the funk. James Brown is the rhythm. James Brown taught me so much and gave the world so much joy and full of powerful messages. Say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud.
The library I like, it feels cozy. Again, I think they could have changed it up also with the wall color for once. They could have done like a nice rich Bordeaux, like a very dark Bordeaux that would have warmed up the space even more. Something in the shade of those boots, for example. That would have been better. The black or a dark brown, it's I don't know, doesn't really draw me into it. Also, there is not a lot of contrast between the artwork that he has or even like the sculpture and the wall. But I like the furniture. I like especially the coffee tables. They're really well done. And he has these chairs. He also has the same chair in one of the living rooms as well. I'm wondering who they're from. I'm pretty sure they're like a collectible design chair. So, and also the couch looks similar to the one that he has in the living room as well. In general, I like the vibe with the candles. I'm very much a candle person. I prefer candlelight every evening. I put on, it's like a ritual to me. I turn off all the lights, I put my candles on, and this is kind of like how I wind down. So I approve. But again, the curtains. Why are we doing this? Why are we being so boring?
Downstairs is the work floor. That's where the studio is. Well, I collect pieces that have great meaning and inspiration to me. People that changed my life, that inspired me, that educated me. And all of the things I have down there came to me different ways. Some personally, Jimi Hendrix, James Brown, Prince, Bob Marley, Miles Davis, John Lennon. On my birthday many years ago, I was at Yoko Ono's place in the Dakota, and she said, "Today's your birthday." I said, "Yeah." And she said, "Come here." She took me into the room where there was a set of drawers that still had John's clothes in it, and she pulled out this beautiful shirt. She said this was one of his favorites. Happy birthday.
That's such a good story with the John Lennon shirt. I mean, how much of a legend do you have to be that just a shirt that was your favorite and that you like to wear, it becomes this valuable that people put it up as art? That's pretty amazing. I like that. That's totally him. I'm here for the carpet. Like, oh, this silk. I guess it's like a silk, viscose or silk wool carpet. So lush. I totally get it. And especially if he walks around his house barefoot all the time. Interesting. What am I looking at? I'm confused. The 4 Moroccan rugs. They're kind of the same rugs that he has already in a different room. Also, I don't know if in Feng Shui, I don't know if this is a good idea to have a mirror behind you while you sleep. Visually, it looks great, but I don't know if how it feels like energetically.
We're in the bedroom. It's a gift to be able to sleep peacefully every night. The word recreation is recreation. When you're an artist, to be able to continually be inspired, you have to continually recreate so that you can be vibrating at the frequency you need to be able to pick up the things that you're being transmitted. I'm just an antenna, you know. I don't do this. It comes to me.
Okay, I mean, this is the wisdom that I needed today. To be an antenna, to get back into the highest frequency, to pick up the things that you need to in order to be able to channel and create at the end of the day. Oh my God. Thank you, Lenny. Thanks.
This room provides that space for me to be able to close the doors and recreate myself on a daily basis. It's such a luxury to have a room with this kind of volume, and the oval shape is just extraordinary.
Okay, the oval shape is fantastic. I love it. I love it. But again, why does he have the same side tables that he already has downstairs? Or I don't know where we are. But because the trees are taller, I think this is upstairs. The bed, I like. It's pretty 70s. Generally, the vibe of the room, like it feels lighter, it feels more peaceful. I like it. I'm not so mad about the chandelier either because it's, you know, the bedroom. I'm not sure about the four rugs. I feel like the placement is weird and this like star shape. They could have done something a bit more layered, like different nuances also of the rugs, and be a bit more extreme with the sizes, like have different scales, like one like really really big, but they look pretty similar, so I don't really know what that is. And again, the curtains are so boring. And I mean, okay, here you have a really really stark contrast because the room is so light, but I don't get it. Like, why would you put up the same curtains in all the rooms? It's not for me.
And very few pieces. Really, it's just the bed and 2 chairs, 2 tables and 2 lamps and a console. But they're all very substantial and hold weight. And so you're able to put very few things in the room, but they're all very bold and give a lot of energy. And of course, the Moroccan rugs, which I've always loved. You know, I sleep on the floor sometimes. This portrait that you see on the wall is the first thing I ever got at the flea market here in Paris. Back in the early 90s, Vanessa Paradis turned me on to the flea market. We used to go together all the time to buy furniture. And I saw this beautiful charcoal drawing of Leontine Price, who I love, one of the best opera singers ever. I bought it just like that, came in that frame. That portrait has been with me since then. I just love the elegance and the strength of her image.
That's beautiful. I love that. Especially, I mean, I'm getting very much into flea marketing as well. And I think I want to do a video about what kind of flea market person I am. But that's a beautiful story that he went to Les Puces, and which is a big antiques, I would even say, neighborhood. It's a whole neighborhood full of high-end antiques and collectible vintage design. I like his little corner. It almost looks like an altar.
You know, and she was just an incredibly gifted singer. Music is essential. You know, I have Bang & Olufsen.
I like the Bang & Olufsen. Oh, okay. Okay, now I get it. They're not side tables at all. They're speakers. Okay, now I get it. I was like, why does he have these weird side tables? Why does he have them in both rooms? They're speakers. They're Bang & Olufsen speakers. Okay. Fair enough. I take everything back.
Throughout the house, I love their products. I love their design. I did not want to have a television in the bedroom. I have this room next door.
That's the TV room next door. See, like, look at this massive chandelier that it's just made out of blown glass bulbs. That's to die for. That's so interesting. That gives the room so much more texture and character. And I like the TV room. I think it's cute. He made it pretty similar to the room downstairs. Again, the black curtains, I don't get it. And the rugs, they're the same thing. Like, why?
Store where I can watch films, and there's a guest room.
The guest room is pretty nice. Also, those also must be speakers. Next to the mantle, the fireplace, those are Bang & Olufsen speakers as well. I guess it's cool because it's very sculptural and he's a music guy, so I get it. Also, the round bed, pretty cool. Pretty rock and roll. I like it. The console, also very interesting. I would like to stay in this room. I would like to stay in that room. But again, yeah. I mean, see, here, more interesting chandelier makes such a difference. Also, they have a mirrored ceiling. You can like see in the mirror that there's like a mirrored ceiling above. That's pretty crazy. That's very sexy, I guess. But again, the black curtains, I don't get it.
Where my special guests stay. And then you have the landing, the area out there where I sit sometime.
To be honest, this is a really good color. Like, it looks like in a museum, especially on the sides where he has the stone slabs and this like rosy eggshell color. It looks so warm and so archaeological in a way. It's very good.
That's it on this floor. So now I'm going to take you down to the basement so you can experience the heart and soul of this house. Come on. the design of the.
Really? Really? What have I just watched? He has a whole club in his house. Also, who are these people? They're very young. Very funny. So, chaufferie, I guess this is where back then they had the whole heating systems. And it's pretty rad to have that kind of club in your house. And you can have, I guess, when all the New York or US elite flocks to Paris, he can then just host after parties. That's pretty rad.
This house. It's been an evolution because I moved in here when it was empty, did work on the place, put it together in the way I felt at the time. But I've evolved over the last 22 years. And so the house has just been completed to where it's at the place that I am now. And I know that this will last. I won't need to touch it again in my lifetime. It represents so many parts of my history, my story, my evolution. And, Zoe will take it from here. AD, thanks for coming by. I hope you enjoyed yourself, and next time you're in Paris, ring the bell.
I actually like that he says that his daughter Zoe will take it from there. I think it's nice. That's lovely. So he knows that he's at a place where he just wants to live with whatever he has created, and he seems very happy with it. I also like that the house is not overcrowded with loads of stuff and like ostentatious. I think it's nice that he did keep it classy and minimalistic in a way with the most essential pieces. So yeah, thanks Lenny Kravitz for giving us this house tour, and thanks to you for watching my little commentary on it. I want to know what you like or don't like about Lenny Kravitz's home in Paris, and I see you next time.